Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Yeah, gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
The play still continues dito lamang sa ating Gymnasium 1 ng Barangay Poblacion 2 at Tanauan City, Batangas para ipagpatuloy ang inyong Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. Kanina ay nakita na natin ang San Pedro kontra sa Parañaque. You're still gonna be watching Palawan kontra sa Las Piñas at mamaya naman ay ang laban ng Batangas City kontra sa Bawan to finish off all the 9 games na magkakaroon tayo para sa araw na ito. Welcome everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon sa ating lahat. My name is Hans Galeria and together with me is Coach Anton De Los Reyes with CJ Ang as our courtside reporter. Coach Anton, it's nice to be here with you once again.
Nice to be here with you, Hans. And again, good afternoon sa mga manonood. Kanina, good morning. Ngayon, afternoon na.
Mamaya-maya, good evening na, Coach. Pero huwag kayong mag-alala dahil hindi naman tayo mabibitin sa lahat ng laban na makikita natin para sa araw na ito because the next matchup that we're gonna be witnessing for today is the 16 under division still at the south. It's Palawan Yurich Builders going up against the Las Piñas True Tea Iced Tea Coolers. Two teams that pretty much have notable players in the roster at ngayon mas makikita na natin sila ng malapitan as they go up head-to-head. Unahin na natin ang Palawan Yurich Builders. This is a 16 under division that also has a solid competition lalo na doon sa nakaraan nilang naging laban.
So that game, in their last game, narrow loss. Just a 1-point defeat, 67-66. That was a heartbreaker of a defeat. Siyempre, they want to be able to bounce back. One of their players, Ryan Radaza, 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. We're also going to look at one player that we like to watch,
Oh, yeah.
Brent Rosales.
For sure, this guy has made it happen para sa kanyang kupunan. Automatic offense ang ating posibleng makita para sa kanya. So Ryan Radaza, nag-foul out siya 2 games before. Last game, he was the best player for this team. And now, with the absence of Raven Restificar, a player that is now representing the Philippines para sa ating Batang Gilas. Good luck sa'yo, Raven. This is gonna be a Palawan team that is determined to get their win and back to the winning column. Punta naman tayo sa ating Las Piñas squad. There are also some signs of life na nakikita natin mula sa roster na ito, especially with the way things go in the season.
Oh, Las Piñas off to a hot start at 2-0 after a dominant win over Parañaque. Etong Las Piñas continuing to make noise dito sa Junior MPBL Season 3. 16 under division, starting their season with a strong 2-0 record, coming off a statement 72-46 victory against Parañaque. We're gonna look at Ridwan Shadare, 14 points, 6 rebounds in their last game.
Really doing a lot of the dirty work, finishing things off para sa kanyang kupunan. Ridwan Shadare and Brent Rosales, those are gonna be the two players na posible nating makita that could make some buckets, create some opportunities para sa ating dalawang kupunan para makuha nila ang panalong ito. With that being said, we're gonna continue with Palawan kontra sa Las Piñas. We're tossing it over to our game announcer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, junior MPBL fans. Get ready for another season of exciting basketball action here at Gym 1 Poblacion, TANAUAN City, province of Batangas. This is your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. It's the 16 under division between the Palawan Yurich Builders versus the Las Piñas Coolers. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Now let us meet the starters from both teams. First from the Palawan Yurich Builders. At guard number 18, Liam Romantico. Also guard number 28, Marcos Rayonisto. At forward number 71, Brent Rosales. Also forward number 20, Arkin Cristobal. At center number 8, Ryan Radaza. Head coach Sir Gerald Dizon. Assisted by CJ Topacio, Joe Pleopas. Team manager Mark Mariano. Team owner Sir Red Go. Now let us meet the starters from your Las Piñas Coolers. At guard number 9, G-Boy Kagindagan. Also guard number 34, Dwayne Ferrer. At forward number 24, Ridwan Shadare. Also forward number 5, Rix Medina. Man on the middle, number 12, David Recala. Head coach Sir Al Vergara, assisted by Egay Billones. Team manager Makoy Palima. Our games officials for today's match: crew chief Nino Perez. Umpire 1, John Mahinay. Umpire 2, Carlos Sebastian. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Sir J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Sir Kit Picasso. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Your Doride Bola ng Pinoy team starters for the 16 under para sa Las Piñas. It's Kagindagan, Ferrer, Medina, Shadare at Regala. Para naman sa Palawan, it's Romantico, Reunisto, Rosales, Cristobal at Radaza. Nabanggit na nga kanina ng ating game announcer, and also nabanggit din ni Coach Antonio yung record ng dalawang teams na to. Para sa Palawan Yurich Builders, they're at the middle of the standings. Meanwhile, itong Las Piñas looking to keep the momentum and the fire alive. But as of that moment, what a good start. Kuha ni Liam Romantico ang unang 2 puntos.
Quick attack, stretch layup from the left side para kay Liam.
You know, this is also a fresh cut of Liam Romantico. The last time I saw him, he still had hair. Well, he still has some hair at some point. But,
albeit just a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's exactly going to be the case here. 2-0 ang ating score. It is Palawan leading by 2 points. Las Piñas looking to do the same. Hanap ng tamang tempo dito as Ferrer finds himself open. Notices na paubos na ang oras. There's Shadare. There's the player you need to watch out for.
Ridwan Shadare knocking down that mid-range jumper. Nice looking form for Ridwan.
This time, it's going to be another opening. Hindi nga lang papasok yun, but Radaza with a fader. And both of, some of the best players of their previous games starting to introduce themselves.
And they're continuing where they left off, if you want to call it that.
There you have it once again. That time, it was David Regala with an end-one opportunity.
Seems to have tweaked his right ankle. Kinita mo, pinapagpagpagpag ba niya dun? Pero
that's your pound-for-pound fitness foul counted shot of the quarter as Regala Tamang pagpag lang. Yan ang makikita mo sa mga bata eh. Kahit 14, 16, 18 under, pagpag lang, sapat na.
Walang kapobre-problema para kay David.
David Regala, obviously his height is showing. And that's a really good sign dahil nakuha niya ang end one opportunity. 5-4 is the score. Nagmamadali na naman sila. Ferrer, lilipad ang Las Piñas. And as of that moment, somebody's going to the line. And that guy is none other than G-Boy Kagindagan.
He took that strong.
Oh, yeah.
Like he went high up, tempted etong si Brent Rosales to block his shot. Dahil yun nga, nakakuha ng foul dun si Kagindagan.
And this is what you want. Pag sinabing go hard to the basket, that's the perfect example of how you'd want to go hard at the basket. But he misses on both. Regala gets an extra possession. So there's 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Hanap ng tempo. Shadare now. He loves taking those slashes in the middle of traffic. Still found a way, but there's Regala powering over everybody.
Offensive boards para dito kay David. Doing a great job crashing those boards and getting those extra possessions.
Not only that, dahil meron ding mga mabilis na pagbaba ang ginagawa ng Las Piñas. Look at Regala. Nobody can stop him as soon as he got that basketball. Kagindagan holding it. Lamang ng tatlo ang Las Piñas. Shadare, some room. Off to the left it goes. Rebound para dito kay Radaza. He looks for his guard. Romantico. Looking for somebody here. Here's Rosales. Lighting it up. The bounce was there. But Arkin Cristobal, soft touch is good.
If they can do it, talking about Palawan, getting those offensive rebounds, kaya din daw. Netong, or kaya din ng Las Piñas ang rebound, ang Palawan, kaya din daw gawin ng offensive rebound.
Coach Anton, I think it's gonna be a matter of who stops who, right? For Arkin Cristobal, a decent contributor. But for David Regala, he can also do the same thing.
They'll cancel each other out. So it's up to the other players how they're going to step up and help out those other, those two that we just mentioned.
As of that moment, the one that stops the other one is, you know, Reunisto, the one being stopped at nakuha ni Ferrer. Yung depensa na kinakailangan to get themselves back in groove. Brent Rosales, though, is heading back to the bench. Immediate switch up para sa kanila ngayon. Gindagan's right there. There's a mini swipe. But that's gonna be a blocking foul na itatawag sa kupunan ng Palawan.
So that foul is going to be on Romantico, trying to keep in step.
And mind you, Coach, that's already the 4th team foul nitong Palawan. And there's still 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. That's going to be a big deal. If they get another foul, Ferrer, flyby, 3 on the way. It's not going to work. Radaza with yet another rebound.
Had a lot of space on that shot, just couldn't connect.
This time Cristobal proceeds and attacks. That's good.
There you go, Arkin Cristobal taking it strong to the hole. The big man showing us his handles.
I'm telling you, Coach, it's Cristobal kontra kay Regala. And that time, Regala wanted to go for it, pero nabitawan niya yung bola. Or more or less, he couldn't really handle it. I'm looking at that guy. That's Alejandro Sanz.
That's the son of Rob Sanz. Second generation players na yan.
Oh, for sure. Right on cue. Just not the best result there, but he was kind of open, so you'll take that if you're Palawan.
And of course, when you're open, you want to go ahead and take those shots. You don't want to hesitate and second guess yourself. It's better to commit to a shot rather than to hesitate.
Shadare taking advantage of the open court at iniwan na naman kay David Regala. Regala
6
having
points already
Yeah.
for David Regala.
What a way to begin it. Here's your pound for pound fitness foul counted play of the quarter. Kanina pa nangyayari yan, Coach Anton. It's Shadare getting so much attention. Tapos iiwan niya lang kay Regala.
And that's a great read because you know you're attracting the defense. You're going to dump it off to a teammate that's open and has a better shot underneath.
3 field goals already for Regala. 7 points in total. Now here's Radasa, some room. Off to the right it goes. Kagindagan with a rebound. Now they're rushing Las Piñas. Ferrer, mid-range jumper is money.
Nice find on the baseline for that jumper for Ferrer.
Ferrer putting this team at a competitive stance. Palawan needs a timeout. Just take a look at this once more. Ferrer stopping, noticing the gap, and lands on that shot. The Yurich Builders needs a timeout.
But it's here.
You are still watching the Junior MPBL Season 3 at sabi nga kanina ni Ridwan Shadare of the Las Piñas Truty Coolers that he believes depensa ang unang opensa at lagi ito pinapaalala sa kanila ni Coach Al at inspirasyon niya ang kanyang teammates to deliver each and every game dahil his teammates supports him in any way that they can each and every game. Coach Anton and Hans?
Maraming salamat to Ms. CJ Ang for that report. We also took note of Ridwan Shadare. Yan ang kanyang ibinida sa kanyang report. And rightfully so, Ridwan Shadare playing good on defense and also creating opportunities for his teammates.
14 points, 6 rebounds. Put everyone on notice.
And as of this moment, they lead by 3. Itong Las Piñas, nagmamadali na naman, attacking the defense. Ferrer thought about it, but he decides to get the ball out. Now here's an attack. This time, more new players coming in from Las Piñas. And that time, it's Gabriel Bulyaga with the 2 points.
How do you like that? Underneath, getting the 2 points in traffic.
This time, Sanz is gonna try again. But the ball was short. Quick, fast-paced action. This time, it's Tristan Alyam. Napupunta sa line to shoot for 2.
You see itong side ng Las Piñas, really aggressive, attacking the basket, making sure that they're getting those points inside, making sure that they're gonna put itong Palawan Yurich Builders on their back heels.
And Coach, iba yung tempo and pace ng larong ito compared sa mga nakita natin kanina. It's the fact that takbuhan kaagad yung Las Piñas as soon as they get the ball. And then it's such a soft touch when they get that layup to go.
Well, you want to be able to run. That way you get more opportunities. The same way when you get those offensive rebounds, those are extra possessions. The faster you run, the faster you set up your offense and you make that attempt, again, more possessions for you because you're not wasting your shot clock.
Meron kasing ibang mga teams that they really want to maximize on those 24-second shot clocks. But this Las Piñas roster, right?
Yeah, they want to be deliberate with their offense, may mga ganyan. But that normally happens if you have a dominant big because you want to be able to take advantage of the mismatches underneath. Pero yung fast break, it's really for teams that want to have more possessions.
And look at that. Right on cue once again. Less than 5 seconds of offense. And they get an extra chance. Or not, because it's a turnover para sa Las Piñas.
A bit too quick on that possession.
This time, it's going to be Palawan trying to proceed. That's Alejandro Sanz. And 1.
This time, Alejandro Sanz making sure he was going to get that bucket. Earlier, he took that 3-pointer.
That's your pound-for-pound fitness foul counted shot of the quarter. Really instilling his dominance. He's a forward that's, you know, pretty tall and pretty lengthy and can also shoot his free throws. The lead goes down to 4, 14-10 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds in the first. This is going to be BRGY. Looking for Shadare now. Kicks it out. Aliam thought about it. He still is good to go. Kanina nakita ko na ang ating referee. He wanted to call it, but you know what? Let's give it another chance. Then after that, nope, not the second time.
Getting caught dancing to the wrong song. Itong si Aliam.
May chance sa palalo na mapababa ng Palawan ng kanilang kalamangan. Look at that. Kind of a first shot coming in from Tria. Now it's BRGY. Should I say Bulyagat? Now Katamang tries to proceed. Goes ahead to the right. And that's a fake. Galing dito kay BRGY. And Gab was caught traveling once again.
Back-to-back turnovers for Las Piñas. They gotta settle down.
Shadara is gonna be resting for a bit. There's still a minute and 45 remaining in the first. What level of anticipation mula kay Aliam. Decides to absorb the contact and is fouled.
He knew there was going to be contact. He made sure that he was going to protect the ball and still get an attempt, try to get a three-point play out of that offensive set. Look at it here. He
Look
knew,
at that, right?
Yeah, he knew that there was going to be some contact.
He also protected the ball using his body. That's the knowledge of knowing how to use your tools in midair. But at the same time, para kay Aliam, he hasn't scored in 3 attempts at the free throw line.
For Las Piñas, well, that's now 3 out of 8 from the free throw area.
They've had some decent chances, but they need to make the most out of it. Either way, they still lead by 4. And there is going to be an offensive foul called against Palawan.
It's Caden Gamboa.
That is quite unfortunate for Palawan. They're facing quite an adversity as of the moment. They trail by 4. Las Piñas definitely giving them a run for their money as BRGY is successful getting that charge. They need a timeout. For 2025 Junior MPBL Season 3 at Tanauan City, Batangas, nagpapasalamat po kami kay Mayor Sonny Perez Colliantes and the newly elected Vice Mayor Wilfredo Dodong Ablao, and of course the newly elected Congressman Attorney King Colliantes. Thank you so much for welcoming us dito mismo sa Tanauan City, Batangas. You know, kadalasan we always do these events, we always do these tournaments in Manila, and it's nice to go to each city and showcase yung suporta natin sa mga probinsya at sa lahat ng mga syudad na meron tayo all over the Philippines.
It is nice to be able to travel. And it's nice for them to be able to see, you know, the Junior MPBL, the future of Philippine basketball. That is one of the things that we want to highlight and showcase whenever we go out of town.
And you're looking at lots of our players here. So far, that's Peregrino. Kuha niya ang isa out of the 2. So with that being said, the lead goes up to 5, 16-11. With a minute and 13 left to go, this Palawan team Struggled to get over that one, but it rolls back in.
Nice steal by Darren Katapang, and then the finish.
Katapang gets 2 points, pero mabilis ang bawi naman sa kabila. Galing dito kay Lapore. Sprints Lapore. One of the newly injected players dito sa lineup na meron ang kupunan ng Palawan. Lead goes down to 5 once more. Meron na namang drop pass. They've been thriving off of that, but not that time.
How about that offense of Las Piñas? Really quick to attack the basket and get those points up on the board.
This time, it's the side of Palawan able to get it across, but miscommunication galing kay Lapore and the rest of the Palawan squad.
He was hoping that Ken Pancho was going to be there at the short corner, pero wala. He crashed boards, went inside.
Look at that one, just stole it. But Las Piñas gets it right back. 11 seconds remaining. Is Las Piñas aware of it? Bercasio tosses it over. Vergara leaves it to his fader. That's not gonna work. A second remaining. That's a second try. But that is no good. At doon matatapos ang ating unang 10 minuto ng laban na ito. It is Las Piñas off to a really good start to keep their win streak alive. Looking at this instant replay here. And, you know, he got it off in time. Just unable to get that shot off. But there you have it. First quarter highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. It has been Las Piñas' game in the first.
Ridwan Shadare getting those points, those mid-range buckets continuing on. But Arkin Cristobal getting those points inside. That communication between Shadare and Regala doing damage for the side of Las Piñas.
David Regala with 8. Las Piñas leads by 5. From tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts, and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic condiments bring the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Kayo ay nanonood pa rin sa Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 16-under matchup between Palawan and Las Piñas. My name is Hans Galeria, together with Coach Anton de los Reyes and of course CJ Ang at courtside. We're witnessing a 5-point advantage by the men in black. 18-13 is the score. Looking to keep up the pace, but that's a rejection. Pero may interception naman na gagawin itong si Aliam. We continue the pace and another steal for the first 20 seconds of action.
During that first quarter, Palawan shooting 46% from the field, 6 out of 13, habang ang Las Piñas naman 7 out of 18. That's good for 38%.
That moment, it's Alejandro Sanz. He had the 3-point attempt that was open. I believe he's had some, you know, at least 2 or 3 open attempts, just couldn't convert on that one. And they're gonna have to find a way to make something happen here. Romantico, immediate kick out, patungo kay Rosales for his first 2 points.
Sailing in for that layup, Brent Rosales. Nice defense to offense.
Brent Rosales, kanyang unang 2 puntos. But look at that. Aliam getting his 2-pointer and an end one. What a way for them to get lots of buckets here. Here's your pound-for-pound fitness foul counted play of the game. I think at some point, the big guy heard from his coach because, again, he was just standing there like no arms were raised, and coach was probably telling him to give a little more challenge sa kanyang mga kampi.
Strong attack to the basket. And again, Brent Rosales scoring a couple of points. Pero right back at them was Tristan Aliam. Bilis nun eh.
And he converted on another free throw. That's already 4 points para sa kanya ngayon as another foul. Another foul is going to be given. So that's a foul called against Las Piñas. Now Alejandro Sanz has an opening. Couldn't get that basket in, but that is a foul this time called on Alejandro Sanz.
Tried to get that ball back from David Regala. I like the defense that David is showing. You know, he went straight up for that layup. That's why napalakas doon because had to change his shot was Alejandro Sanz.
We didn't need to put so much effort into it, right? Just raise your hands, you have the length, and you also have the height.
Just go straight up. Just bother that the shooter.
Redwan Shadare missed on that one. Liam Romantico surveys the floor. He gets it to Cristobal, who's had a difficult shot. But at that time, it's another foul called against Las Piñas.
That's going to be on Redwan Shadare, and it's on the act of shooting, so there's going to be a couple of free throws.
Cristobal, his first trip to the line is going to be good. We have been taking note of this player. We've mentioned that it's going to be a battle between him and Regala. So far, he has 5. And it will stay there as a miss on the second happened. Still, the lead goes down to 4. Cristobal with another steal. Rosales powers through 2 defenders, and he's going to get the foul.
That foul's going to be on Dwayne Ferrer. We've always talked about Brent Rosales, how strong, and if you look at how his body is developed, this is a 16-year-old, mind you.
Like
And
at this point, he's really impressive in terms of the way he uses his body, plus yung feel of the game pa, diba? Those are some of the things that you can't really teach to a bunch of these players nowadays. He converts on both. Also has a total of 4 points. If you are Palawan, you would obviously want to have Brent Rosales heat up in this moment. Now here's another opportunity. Aliam goes for another shot. That mid-range won't work. Shadare kept the ball alive para sa Las Piñas. Kagindingan for the shot. That goes out. Regala keeping it alive. Another and one.
Again, those offensive rebounds, you can't assume that your teammate is going to make his shot. You always have to assume that he won't make it at time.
That's your pound-for-pound fitness. Foul counted shot of the quarter. He's just, you know, he's just so done. He knows that he can get it and he can put it back. I mean, if you're built like Groot, that's how this guy looks like.
Kind of unfair when you think about it.
Can convert on his free throw, but either way, it's still a solid shooting para sa kanya. But there it is. This time, it's Brent Rosales getting the end one.
Just attacking the basket. Too strong, too skilled is Brent Rosales finishing that layup.
Siyempre, kung meron tayo sa kabila, dapat meron ding pound-for-pound fitness. Foul counted shot of the quarter para kay Brent Rosales, as he's gotten all of his 7 points here in the second quarter. All of his free throws are made. The leading scorer of this team is starting to heat up. Lead goes down to 2, 23-21. We still aren't even at the halfway point. Tres na naman. That time it doesn't go in. But Radaza wanting to keep it alive, but his foot was stepping on the line.
Big feet.
Kids these days.
Yep.
You either have like a size 10 minimum. Right on cue. I don't know how else to
Same
explain it.
situation, Dwayne Ferrer. You gotta be aware of where you are at all times when you're inside a court.
Now it's a chance for Palawan to tie or take the lead. Our officials were pointing to the sideline. I thought it was another. It was another one stepping on the line. It was like, no more.
G-Boy Kagindagan getting called for that reach in, and they're now at the penalty. So from here on in, fouls are gonna mean free throws for Palawan.
Brent Rosales being activated. And he has missed both of his free throws. But look at Radaza trying to keep it alive. Actually, that's, Marcos Reonisto checking back into this game. Now here's Kagindagan. Guarded by Romantico. Regala from top of the key. Ferrer lights it up. That's good.
Straight and through, Dwayne Ferrer finally getting a 3-ball going for him.
Dwayne Ferrer has been so unpredictable with his way of shooting threes. One moment, he's just looking at you straight in the eye, and then the next thing, boom, that's a three. And then there's an opening once more. Regala continues.
You know what I like about that offense? Dwayne Ferrer could have actually pulled up for that three because he just made one, but instead decided to give it to his big who was underneath for that short stab.
A higher percentage of a shot in an opening. My goodness. A flurry of moves. Galing kay Kagindagan. Even his coach was wondering, masyado kang seryoso, man. Look at this. Right, left, and nobody home. Guess I'll take it. That's 2 points right away.
Great read by G-Boy Kagindagan.
And Palawan needs a timeout. Coach Anton, we've been talking off broadcast as to how supposedly fast this quarter is going to be, but it's a matter of how fast these two teams have been playing. Kanina, 2 lang ang pagitan, and then Las Piñas made a 7-0 run, and now they're looking to add to it again. Ferrer stopping on a dime. And then here's Kagindagan. The Coolers rotating the ball around for the best shot, and that was the best one.
A nice cut from the baseline, G-Boy Kagindagan. Great pass, all in one motion for that shot.
9-0 run para sa Las Piñas. 32-21 is the score. Palawan needs to stop the bleeding, and at that time, it's 2 free throws na ibibigay dito kay Marcos Reonisto.
It's going to be David Regala who's going to be called for that foul. Sumabit lang.
He was so worried when he was heading to the bench as he looked at the scorer's table, thinking he already has 3 fouls, pero 2 pa lang pala. So it kind of gave him a sigh of relief.
Of course, Coach Al Vergara not taking his chances. iuupo at ipapahinga niya muna si David.
At that moment, Marcos Reunisto splitting his free throws. So that's going to be his first point in this game. Matatandaan natin that they're currently missing some of the players, and more information is probably going to be known as we head over and listen to our courtside reporter, CJ Ang.
Before Alejandro Sanz was pulled out of the court after that foul, he looked at his father, Rob Sanz, somewhat like apologizing and asking for an advice. And earlier he mentioned that he is always thankful to have a father like him and that he loves him. And he's not shy to be vocal about it. Coach Anton and Hans.
Maraming salamat, CJ Ang. You love to see it, right? A lot of these former players now having their next generation of hoopers like you mentioned. And iba sa pakiramdam pag nakikita mo sila sa stands, watching you and giving you advice on the fly.
And that's the best person to get advice from, your father, because syempre alam naman natin how deadly accurate Rob Sanz was during his playing days.
And that is the kind of accuracy that obviously Mr. Sanz is looking from his son. Ngayon ay parte ng Palawan. We're looking at something here. We're trying to figure out what the situation is. From what we're seeing, people are pointing to a certain scenario. I believe someone wasn't supposed to be on the court. Coach, point.
Ask permission.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that is the case. I mean, para sa lahat ng ating mga manonood, we're kind of as clueless as you are. So, you know, don't worry about it. Here's the coach's challenge. We're trying to figure out what exactly we're looking at. Not gonna lie. But here it is. Okay. Oh, that one.
Yung last touch.
Yung last touch. Now it makes more sense, Coach. It makes more sense. I was kind of, you know, caught in the blue. Wondering what I was looking
the
at.
ceasefire about.
I was trying to make a story out of it even.
Halt in action.
But okay, at least we know now it's the, you know, it's the last touch.
Yes.
Between Marcos Reunisto and a player from Las Piñas. Looking at it again, a closer look. Here's Ferrer. All right.
That's Drix Medina.
Yeah, that's Medina. Unfortunately, it's kind of difficult for me to take note of it too. It's really up to our, you know, officials on how they be figuring this one out. But from the looks of it, here it goes again from a different angle this time.
It's a bit unclear. And if it's unclear what's going to happen, the initial call will stick.
Yeah, most likely, because we're looking for an angle that's like pretty close on that side. But I believe the challenge is going to be unsuccessful mula dito sa Palawan. So the ball will stay with Las Piñas as they try to increase the 10-point lead that they already have. Naalala ko lang kanina, Coach, yung report nitong si CJ Ang regarding Redwan Shadari about defense. It's their priority. And I think they're doing a pretty good job in prioritizing that in this game. There's a miss happened there.
They have limited itong Palawan to just single digits here in the second quarter so far. 9 points pa lang.
Look at that. We're talking defense. Defense is manifested. Ferrer. Doesn't work that time. This time, here's going to be an opening para kay Cristobal, who leaves it for his guard. Cristobal gives it to Alejandro Sanz, who looks to find itong si Dwayne Ferrer. Good job by, you know, Cristobal acknowledging the disadvantage.
And there's those things that, you know, very mindful of the mismatches underneath. That time, Arkin Cristobal against Dwayne Ferrer. I mean, nothing Dwayne could do there but foul.
And also a good note.
Offense.
Yeah, good note also from Palawan, because Las Piñas is already at the penalty. So, it'll take, I think, dapat mas lalo ka maging aggressive dito, and that's what they've been doing now. Although Cristobal needs to make his free throws right here. Currently, he's somewhat the main man of this Palawan roster, considering that he leads all Yurich Builder scorers. But the lead stays at 10, less than 4 minutes to go. And as of that moment, BRGY kind of like stood there hoping na sana wag tumawag, sana wag tumawag.
It's going to be offensive foul on Gab BRGY. Having a few words with our referee.
He knows it too. He knows it too.
Yeah, all in jest. Nakangiti naman.
All in good faith from Gab BRGY. It was an honest mistake, but it was a mistake that he committed. Now Brent Rosales gets it to Radaza. Sanz uses that right. Kind of cornered. Radaza settles with the midi. Doesn't get it in. Even the putback doesn't work para kay Lapore. Meanwhile, on the other side, that's an end one.
A quick attack from the side of Las Piñas. Their transition offense, their running game, just perfect.
They're not even allowing Palawan to set up their defense. That's your pound-for-pound fitness. Foul counted play of the quarter. A lot of players from the men wearing dark shirts have scored from that side. We have BRGY, Regala, at marami pang iba. But he missed on that attempt. 34-22. Palawan struggling to come up with points here. Cristobal, strong take to the basket. This time he gets an end one.
And Arkin Cristobal not wasting any time. He's really gonna attack the basket. Get the 2 points back for Palawan.
That's another pound-for-pound fitness. Foul counted layup of the quarter. 7 points na. Itong si Arkin Cristobal. Definitely getting some extended minutes here in the absence of Raven Restificar, another one of their big guys who is one of our representatives para sa Batangas competing in Pampanga. So he's going to be, doubling the effort in this one, lalo na't nalulugi sila ng 10 puntos. They're going to have to talk things through. I'm talking about Las Piñas, as they'll need a timeout. They still lead by 10. Las Piñas has so far taken care of business in this first half of action. They lead by 10, and they're really taking advantage of crashing the glass and allowing their fast-paced gameplay to give them a 10-point advantage.
We talk about crashing the glass. 22 rebounds for Las Piñas, 16 for Palawan. So that's +6 for the side of Las Piñas.
You did mention kanina, Coach, na maraming wala. Mostly are big guys para sa Palawan roster, which is why they need to double the effort in getting those rebounds and boxing out as a shot is made in and out. That would have counted para kay BRGY.
Almost, but not quite for Gab.
Brent Rosales just charging all the way. Not gonna lie, from the looks of it, Coach, parang mama na maglaro itong si Brent Rosales.
Mamang mama. And I've said it before, we've talked about it. Brent Rosales. Looks like 30 Ravenna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at there's like a resemblance. Alam naman natin, 30, very strong player. 3 misses now from Brent Rosales.
Pretty unusual coming in from him too. Second attempt is good though. We did a reverse jinxing from what we're looking at it. Making 4 out of his 7 free throws sa labang ito. That ball rolls off that rim. Baba sa 9. Look at Radaza. Una pa sa lahat.
Quick attack, and again, you give your bigs, the ones that run that ball, you gotta reward them for running the floor.
And look at that. Once again, it's Arkin Cristobal coming up with a steal. Brent Rosales from top of the key is being assisted, pero kuha yan itong si Aliam. Las Piñas running the ball. Strong take to the basket para kay Aliam. And just like that, it's going to be another turnover. But no one was waiting on the other side. Ball possession is kept still by Las Piñas. So we're looking at another layup made here by Tristan Aliam. Really maximizing their advantage on the transition offense na binabanggit mo kanina, Coach.
Quick offense, quick points. Again, more possessions for the side of Las Piñas.
Here's gonna be the quick play. I mean, again, that was executed well except for the last part.
G-Boy Kagindagan, he was gonna be free underneath. If he was able to get that shot, all he had to do was spin back baseline.
Brent Rosales leaves it for Sanz, and that's a quick 2 this time. Galing sa Palawan. But look at this. They really want to take advantage. Aliam does na naman dito. And Sanz, as of this moment, is also pushing himself harder on the interior. Kanina, nung first, now, even he's doing the rebounding. Everything is needed para makakuha sila ng habol dito because they still trail by 9. That's the last bucket coming in from Alejandro Sanz. And on the other hand, that's Aliam to extend the lead to 9 points. Palawan currently missing some of their key players. And obviously, Raven Restificar. You also have players like Yasser Palisok. 2 big guys that usually are part of the rotation ng
Key
Yurich
players,
Builders. Yeah,
key
correct.
players.
Here's Rosales though. And currently, he's having quite a struggle in getting some shots up, especially from beyond the arc.
We know that's his, I wouldn't say it's his specialty, but that's something that is in his arsenal, in his bag. So far, 0 for 3 from 3-point area, itong si Brent Rosales.
Pretty much an off day, but look at this. 2 Palawan players are down. But either way, it still works. Dahil nakuha pa rin yan itong si Benedict Lim. Or should I say that's Dave Lim rather. So the lead goes down to 7 points, 38-31. They could have the last possession here. Shot clock is already off. Rosales sa may tanga ng bola. Sanz. Oh, that is unfortunate. Traveling violation kontra sa Palawan.
Ball will go back to the side of Las Piñas for the last crack at the basket before we end the first half.
6.7 seconds remaining. A last play here para sa Las Piñas. 2 seconds remaining. Aliam, he takes it all the way. He had the right intention, but not enough time. There were 2 options in that one, whether you take the shot or you pass. And he immediately gets, you know, a scolding from his coach.
Could have taken that layup. Talking about Tristan Aliam.
And you're currently looking at the second quarter highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. 7-point advantage ko.
Ang points na na-score ng Las Piñas kontra sa Palawan.
But the True Tea Iced Tea Coolers are still in the lead by 7 points. You're still watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. After 20 minutes of action, it is still Las Piñas leading by 7, 38-31 kontra sa Palawan para sa ating 16 under division. The halftime statistics are already present, and from what I'm currently seeing, halos dikit yung ating stats. But what separates the coolers from the builders?
Oh, if you look at the the True Tea Iced Tea Coolers, taking care of the ball better. 11 turnovers kontra sa 15. And with those 11 or with those 15 turnovers, ang Las Piñas taking advantage, getting 12 points off of those.
Not only that, because we're also looking at the 3-point attempts ng dalawang koponan na ito. They've had some decent looks from beyond the arc. It's just that they were only able to convert one as a culmination of both of the teams that we've had. And also yung assists, I think both of them have been really doing a good job in trying to at least delegate or provide more of the opportunities. Pero ito, it is time for our fans of the game. We've spotted someone in the crowd who's been cheering non-stop, full of energy and bringing all the good vibes here in this game. And you know what they say, the coolest fans deserve the coolest iced tea. Congratulations to our fan of the game. You're getting a refreshing treat from True Tea Iced Tea, a no sugar added iced tea. Stay cool with True Tea Iced Tea, the goodness of iced tea without the sugar. And also, sana all.
We have yet to get a taste of the True Tea Iced Tea.
Diba? may kasalo ka pa.
Oo.
Natitikim ng iced tea. Maraming salamat sa True Tea Iced Tea for supporting Junior MPBL Season 3. At yung isa nga sa kanilang mga teams as of the moment ngayon ay lamang dito sa 16 under division as Las Piñas has taken control of the situation. Meron pa rin namang signs of life ang Palawan, and they're looking to add to that momentum heading into the second half. Still Hans Galeria, Coach Anton de los Reyes, and CJ Ang with you for the broadcasting side. It is still Las Piñas leading by 7. Look at that wide open shot, just unable to convert from Cristobal. But he redeems himself by towering through the defenders.
Crashing the boards, Arkin Cristobal getting the putback.
As of that moment, Cristobal already having 9 points. Sa laban na ito, you'd love to see it coming from him. Regala also back in the game, only with 2 fouls. So there's still a lot of basketball left. Shadari on the other hand, a very athletic guy, just had the wrong foot up first.
Ridwan getting called for steps. Moving his pivot foot prior to putting that ball on the deck.
David Regala, as of the moment, already has 12 points in that first half. And he's looking to add to it. Speaking of adding, Rosales looks to do the same. He gets a rebound. Now Sands looking to charge. Difficult shot. It's not going to be made. And a foul is going to be called.
Brent Rosales 0 for 4 from 3-point area. Now they did get that ball back. But a tough shot for Sands.
It was a fader and the contested one.
There you go.
Just a very difficult shot to pull off. I mean, there are some times where you make it. There are most times that you don't. But speaking of a shot made, that's going to be added to the ones that are not made. Nagmamadali na naman ang Palawan. Looking to assert dominance. Sands off to the left yung kanyang layup. And now, a dive is going to happen. Good effort though from Sands. But either way, they still keep possession.
Alejandro Sanz gonna get a rest, gonna get a breather. Try to think things through.
Here's Brent Rosales. Dishes it over, but a poor pass leads to Aliam noticing that backside of it, and he gets the 2 points.
And Tristan Aliam, you know, he wasn't going fast. He was trying to go slow, trying to put his defender in jail.
You know, he reminds me of Kyle Anderson. Like, Kyle Anderson isn't the fastest, but he plays in a pace where he's always the one who has the advantage.
In control is
Yeah, in control is the term. Yeah,
the term that you want to use for that. Because a lot of players, they want to go quick. Yeah, but sometimes if you slow down when you're in control, you have a better chance of eluding your defender.
And it's easier to pivot too, but for Cristobal, unfortunately, he has missed both. Pito pa rin ang kanilang kalamangan. BRGY doesn't get the bucket. He gets another rebound and another shot at it. So the second try is the charm, but the third time is the charmer because he's gonna go to the line. Just look at how many offensive rebounds Las Piñas has been getting. I think that's been the story of this game.
Just the offensive rebounding, crashing the boards, making sure you're going to get those extra possessions. So for Las Piñas, they've got 9 offensive rebounds. For Palawan, they've got 7. So it's close, but those 9 offensive rebounds, those translate to second chance points. Las Piñas with 6.
And that time, Gabriel BRGY now has 5 points, increasing the lead to 8. Hawak pa rin ng Las Piñas. Romantico asks a screen, a double screen, leaves it for Sanz. Open room is good.
Alejandro Sanz finally knocking down a 3-pointer. That's the first 3-pointer para dito sa side ng Palawan.
8 points na rin para dito kay Alejandro Sanz, as they're looking for some extra opportunities. Bodies jumping from then on out. Cristobal was able to get it. Sanz leaves it for his opponent. He got a little too excited there. A turnover para sa Palawan.
Wanted to go to the corner to his teammate.
There you have it. There was a little stare down even at the opponent's bench. Oozing with confidence itong si Alejandro Sanz. He has 8. Shadare now. Punta kay BRGY. I got confused on whether or not he's going right and left. Unfortunately, that time he was too. Traveling violation called against Las Piñas. And Palawan needs a timeout to talk things through. They still trail by 5. With that being said, we move forward from tip-off to the final buzzer. Every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic condiments bring the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga pamilya, kaibigan, kamag-anak at lahat ng sumusuporta sa ating mga manlalaro for spending your time with us here at Tanauan City, Batangas. We are honored to have you here with us today to witness the games na magkakaroon tayo, and in fact, we still have more.
How many more do we have?
I think we still have 4. Yeah, exactly. 4 more. Woo. 5 if you're adding this, but that's 4.5.
4, yep.
Look at Cristobal.
Just operating inside, finding those creases underneath to be able to put up those shots. Marking Cristobal.
Coach, para siyang kung ayaw niyong ibigay sa akin, ibibigay ko sa sarili ko. 11 points already for the big fella. Lead goes down to 3. Now here's an opening once more. Same thing has been done. That's Bercasio.
Nice move by PJ.
And that time, it's a foul na itatawag kontra sa Las Piñas. That's on Liam Bercasio. Coach, I think this is the perfect time to ask you this. You see Bercasio making that turnaround jumper, but there is a really huge tendency nowadays na kung sino yung huling makashoot ng tira,
Foul.
siya ang magpa-foul sa kabila.
We just talked about that.
Right?
Yeah, Charles and I talked about it. Jaime and I talked about it. Whenever you
I don't
make a
understand.
shot, it's I don't know what it is as well.
Well, you know what? For more understanding, let's just go over and talk about that some other time. We're gonna hear more from our courtside reporter, CJ Ang.
Head coach of the Palawan Yurich Builders, Coach CJ Topacio, is definitely not happy about the outcome of the first half. After talking some sense into his players, he assigned players who starting the third quarter and did his thing with his coaching board and made some quick plays and told the team to lessen their turnovers, as this was a big factor of them being 7 points under entering the second half. Hans and Coach Anton.
Maraming salamat, CJ Ang, talking with Coach CJ Topacio. That's 2 CJs talking to each other. I can rarely ever say that in broadcast, but that's cool to say. And he's right. She's right. You know, Coach CJ Topacio, very evident yung kanyang frustration because they're not usually in this kind of situation, and yet Las Piñas is giving them a run for their money. Speaking of running, naiwan lang ni Romantico yung bola. And he's gonna turn it over eventually.
But, the adjustments being made by Coach CJ Topacio to the benefit of the Palawan Yurich Builders. Of course, trying to string up a run here just to get back into this ballgame. Pero they can't seem to break that 5-point barrier. Kanina pa yan, naglalaro 5-7, 5-7.
But it's always been like that because Again, it's either they're trading baskets or no basket is shot at all. Look at this now. I think it's a technical foul that will be awarded against Dwayne Ferrer. He kind of knows it too. No complaints whatsoever. So with that being said, there's gonna be at least a free throw or two na ibibigay sa kupunan ng Palawan. And obviously, if you're, if you're Las Piñas, you would not want to give any sort of momentum para sa Palawan. You're already leading by a significant amount.
And when we talk about momentum, of course, you don't want Palawan to be able to bust in and get that momentum to try and regain or tie this ball game and then even try to get that lead.
As we saw the replay, it was all ball galing sa defender ng Palawan. But then there was like a certain reaction.
Brent Rosales,
Yeah.
who put up that good defense, fighting over that pick by David Regala, getting that block as Dwayne Ferrer fell to the floor. Yeah, just for context, yung faking a foul, the reason why referees call that nowadays is because it's dangerous.
Yes.
If you keep doing that, you keep falling, lalo na kung sa loob yan or sa ilalim, may chance na maaapakan ka. It's either you get injured, another player gets injured, or again, dalawa kayong ma-injure. So they're trying to minimize yung mga nagfa-flop, yung ganyan.
And later on kasi, the fouls, right, are a crucial point of this game. When you fake a foul, it's really gonna be critical because it's gonna go down to like those close games, those free throws. And from what we currently saw there was kind of like a reaction that one of our officials didn't like or was an outlier dun sa nangyaring sequence na yun. Kung kaya naman they're reviewing the situation, trying to figure out if it will stay as preceded. And it will indeed stay that way dahil ang bansag ng ating mga referees. The call stands. It's 2 free throws na ibibigay ng Las Piñas sa Palawan. Or maybe even just one.
Just for that technical foul on there's going to be a technical free throw. Ball is going to be with Palawan after this free throw.
Either way, it is still a point. And it is still momentum na nakuha nila ngayon. So with that being said, Marcos Reunisto only scored a point in that first half. Now he has 2 in total. It's been a pretty quiet day for him. 3:50 remaining in the third. Rosales tossed it over to Cristobal. Masyadong malalim yung attempt.
Had no angle underneath. Tried to go with the English pero hindi nga kinaya. Napalpal siya. Ilalim ng ating board.
Meanwhile, Ferrer has all the space in the world. Just not working. Here's Reunisto now, all the way for the 2.
Quick attack, early offense, transition para dito sa side ng Palawan.
And look at that. They're down by just 2 points. 43-41. Literal na trinabaho to ng Palawan para makarating sa puntong ito. Kagindagan. They're tossing it around now. Here's a jumper on the way. That does not work. There's not a jumps happening. But as of that moment, I think the call is going to be on Dave Lim.
It's a push on the box out on David Regala. David Regala had the position there.
Parang nadamay pa nga si Kagindagan.
Yun yung nangyari because of that push, natamaan si Kagindagan.
Right call there by our officials. Dating Ginoo is back here now. Bercasio with a jumper is not going to work. A chance to tie or take the lead is delayed for now. because of the valiant effort coming in from the defense nitong Las Piñas.
So sayang these turnovers, those possessions to try and get this lead or try to tie this ball game or get that lead.
On the other hand, Regala had an extra hop to his step. And that length is too much to handle.
Getting his own miss, David Regala, and the putback.
Cristobal now finding his way. Still gets the possession. Cross-court pass. Patungo kay Lim for that midi. It's not gonna work, but look who's there. Cristobal with another putback. And Arkin Cristobal with 13. As the fight continues, Las Piñas needs a timeout. And obviously, you're seeing our fans very happy. Maraming salamat po for spending your time here with us. Masaya din po kami na nandito kayo sumusuporta sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. And obviously, you see our audience, our families, loved ones of our players supporting ang kanilang mga manlalaro. That is definitely, you know, sacrificing their bodies, their exhaustion to be able to win this game. All for the love of basketball. Shadare now, flying all the way. Doesn't get it. He gets an extra rebound. Leaves it for Katapang para sa tres. Doesn't work, but they get an extra chance. What a sequence of events here, Coach.
You're going to get an extra possession because they're crashing those boards, making it difficult to finish and get those defensive rebounds.
And the foul is going to be called against Palawan.
Be on Arkin Cristobal.
Now, this is crucial. I like that matchup. I like that matchup that I'm seeing, Coach. Meanwhile, here's another one. Opportunity over there. Oh, no. Arkin Cristobal. We've heard just a few seconds ago that that's his third foul. Now this changes things, Coach. Fourth personal foul for the leading scorer of Palawan in this game.
And really having a difficult time boxing out David Regala as Arkin Cristobal. Hands full in this game. Crucial it is because naman natin yan yung main big nila ngayon going up against David Regala.
So now it's going to be Ken Pancho.
Gotta step up here.
It's all about that next man up mentality for teams like these. When you're missing Restificar, when you're missing Yasser Palisok, when Cristobal is in foul trouble, how will you be able to do it? It's Regala now with 15. Leonisto finds himself open and he gets it in.
And that ties the game. Right wing three-pointer from Leonisto.
Better late than never. He has 6. Or should I say, he has 7. And another foul is going to be called against Palawan. And both teams now are at penalty situations. So Ridwan Shadare is going to the line to shoot for 2. And oh my, Coach, we're already tied. Except for the fact that, you know, Shadare has hit that free throw.
So lead's gonna go back to Las Piñas. That tie, short-lived.
Redwan Shadare has been pretty quiet as well in this game. Only 2 points in that first half. Make that 4 points in total now, as Radaza is going to be bringing this ball down. Pretty unusual. Romantico gets it from him. Less than 30 seconds to go. Rionisto leaves it for Radaza. That's his shot, and that's money.
Easy. That's like target shooting for Radaza.
Radaza now has 6. We are all tied at 48. Palawan bench screaming defense. Look at Romantico. Attracting the defense and attracting that basket.
And he's gone. You see him speed up for that layup.
And just like that, it is now Palawan. The Yurich Builders are in the lead after trailing by as much as 13, 15 points. They have overtaken this team at the third quarter. You're looking at the highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. Coach, what happened for Palawan here?
For Palawan, Arkin Cristobal went to work there in the third quarter together with Alejandro Sanz finally finding his range. Ryan Radaza contributing as well for the side of Las Piñas, coming up blank.
Can the Palawan Yurich Builders continue the momentum in the fourth? Now, from tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts, and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic condiments bring the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. And with that being said, it is now the side of Palawan leading by 50 to 48. After trailing by almost the entirety of this game. This is the momentum that Coach CJ Topacio needs to reel his boys in at the finish line.
This is their biggest lead, 2 points. Talking about Palawan, ito namang Las Piñas had that lead at 12.
And look at that. Redwan Shadare introducing himself once more. He now has 5. Still, it's Hans Galeria, Coach Anton de los Reyes, and CJ Ang at courtside calling the games for you today. As a miss there from Brent Rosales.
Still coming up blank for Brent Rosales. 0 for 5 now from three-point area.
And he needs to be activated now more than ever. As tight of a ball game as this is, look at Bercasio. In and out goes that basketball. Pancho holding his own actually in this game. He's putting in the dirty work. Radaza keeps it alive. Fader on the way. That does not work. Kuhayan itong si Regala. Nagmamadali na naman ang Las Piñas. Shadare challenging the defense. Close misses from both teams.
It was Ryan Radaza playing good defense on that drive of Ridwan Shadare.
Now it's Rionisto. Can't get the basket to fall. And will stop all the shenanigans for a moment because a foul is called.
That's a foul on Liam Romantico trying to get that offensive rebound. But better position there.
Players are starting to come in once again for Coach CJ Topacio. That's Dave Lim and Alejandro Sanz back in action. Arkin Cristobal still at the bench with 4 fouls. There's a mini swipe. Now it's Bercasio. Soft touch. Would not work. Sanz gets it over the hands of Regala. Nagmamadali na naman ang kanilang kupunan as Rosales is fouled from behind.
See, looks like it's going to be on G-Boy. It is on G-Boy Kagindagan.
What a game, coach, this turned out to be. We were expecting, like, in the first half, it was going to be a runaway from Las Piñas.
They did score in bunches, no, talking about Las Piñas. But the fight back, the resilience of this Palawan squad.
Romantico finds Sanz again, 4-3. That's short, but Radaza leaves it for Romantico. Not sure if that was the best decision. He immediately apologized to the coaching staff. I mean, Romantico, if Radaza had the Romantico's mindset, it could have possibly been better.
Could have been. But Liam trying to go for that floater. But, just too tall, just too big for David Regala.
Still a nice try though, not gonna lie. Just quite unfortunate. But we're still at all 50. Kagindagan, that's a traveling violation. Good closeout by Radaza. Ooh,
Making sure, yeah, it wasn't going to be easy for David to get off a shot there.
Coach, this next bucket is gonna be huge, whoever gets it. Romantico doesn't get it. Alyam had a hand on it. Mamadali na naman. Las Piñas goes for it. But look at Regala getting the end one.
Getting that offensive rebound was David Regala off of that miss from Tristan Alyam.
My goodness. Just look at this once more, a miss. And then all of a sudden, Regala is there for your pound-for-pound fitness, foul counted. He's all hyped up, and deservingly so. He's leading this team.
David Regala already with a double-double performance.
He missed it, but Shadar is right there. I saw it too, ref. And the ref saw it as well. Shadara was stepping on the line.
A pivot to try and get away from that double team. Costly as he stepped out of bounds.
Coach, this is what you've been talking to me about kanina. Both of the teams have closers. And it's going to be a matter of who will be able to close it. And right on cue. I was building up to that moment, right?
Who was that closer I was talking about for the side of Palawan?
That's Brent Rosales for
There
you.
you go. After 0 for 5 from three-point land, going 1 of 6 now. Does not matter.
But it does not matter as well if it's Kagindagan entering the fray. Oh, what a game this has turned out to be. Another 3 on the way. Does not work para dito kay Rosales. Kind of like a heat check moment. Now Cristobal is back, and he's back for blood. Oh, wait. That's an offensive foul.
Again, holding his own on defense, David Regala.
Oh, wow. That's BRGY sacrificing his body for that play. And just like that, coach, kakapasok pa lang ni Arkin Cristobal. And now, for the last 6 minutes and 15 seconds of this game, Palawan's gonna have to play without him.
Big shoes to fill for Dave Lim, I should say, and Ken Pancho.
Pancho's gonna be right there. Dave Lim had a hand on it. And that's a traveling violation. So for Dave Lim, he's not the tallest of players, right? Dave Lim's not the tallest of players, but he is an asset on the defensive end.
A wide body.
Rayonisto, some room. Kaboom!
There you go. These are like two heavyweight boxers trading punches here in the fourth.
10 points para kay Marcos Rayonisto. This has turned out to be a basketball game. A mid-range jumper from Alyam would not work. Good defensive possession from Palawan. Sanz, he was wondering where the ball was.
Pass was behind him. It's not his fault. You should throw it ahead and let Alejandro Sanz run after that.
And that's the hot spot of this guy that you have on your screens. My goodness. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. How will this game possibly turn out? Gaya nga ng sinabi mo kanina, Coach Anton, palitan ng suntok. And now, it's gonna be Kagindagan with another hook.
The back-to-back three-pointers for G-Boy Kagindagan.
Oh, wow. Another three on the way. Reonisto, Kagindagan, back in fourth affair.
Matching what G-Boy Kagindagan was just doing earlier.
Oh, I want to see it again. Now all benches are both hyped up. Here's Kagindagan. He's gonna try once more. That time it was too strong. Ball is stayed. Regala is down, but he goes back up right away. Sanz challenging the defense. He could not get it to fall. Regala's on the other side. He's looking to do some bad intentions. But Rosales was there to give him a hard time.
You like that challenge from Brent Rosales. That's what
Wow.
we want to do. Nothing easy on the offensive end for Las Piñas.
Just look at this three from Marcos Reonisto. We're talking about closers, Coach. If it's not Brent Rosales, you can definitely expect this guy to heat up. But now is the man of the moment. Palawan is already at penalty. And Regala missed on his first free throw.
2 for 6 before that. Now 2 for 7
Oh, look
for
at it.
David Regala.
Everybody is ready for this. Regala misses on both. Reonisto gets the rebound. Even the 14 under of Palawan is joining the cheers. That's how you know it's real. Radaza. Now it's Reonisto. He's made 2 threes in this quarter. He decides to take it all the way. But Regala was right there. Can he find it? Yes, he can. Patungo dito kay Shadare. 4 minutes to go. Kagindagan 3. He is unconscious.
Third three-pointer of the fourth quarter.
Oh
What a
my
time for him to
goodness.
heat up.
What a game this has turned out to be. And then there is that guy, Brent Rosales.
Taking matters into his own hands, taking it strong to the hole, getting the contact, finishing. Not a problem for Brent Rosales.
He has turned up. First quarter was ice cold for this player. But look at his pound for pound fitness. Foul counted play of the quarter. Umupo pa sa ere. And you see the bench hype. It's Las Piñas versus Palawan now. And everybody's going crazy here at Gym 1. But Rosales is calm, cool, and collected. These are the games you live for, Coach.
Well, as you always say, basta may butal. 62-61.
And look at that, a steal by Radaza. Reonisto all the way. And he gets fouled. Reonisto's heading to the line to shoot for 2. Yung mga ganun, Coach, kung tayo yun, baka kanina pa tayo, medyo
Wala na.
matagal tayo bago bumangon.
Labas na, labas.
But for players like Reonisto, bangon agad. You feel it, right? You feel the adrenaline, the energy coming in from these players.
And that's what we live for. These are the types of games that we love watching.
Coach Marcos Reonisto, he has scored 1 point in the first half. Ever since, he has 14 now.
Well, that's like from 12 points here in the second half.
And he continues to make both. Angat ang kalamangan ngayon ng Palawan sa tatlo. 64-61, 3:30 remaining in this game. Palawan bench screaming defense. Kagindagan, now Shadare tries a 3. Off to the left it goes. And that is going to be a possession lost by Las Piñas.
Their 2-0 record on the line.
Nothing is
Talking
safe,
about Las
Coach.
Piñas, yep.
The 2-0 record is not safe. This 3-point lead by Palawan is not safe. Somebody has to give. And at that moment, it's Lim giving it to the defense.
A great pass by Marcos Rionisto to the cutting Dave Lim.
And Coach, that is a player who's not usually there.
Getting quality minutes.
And
We're
getting
talking about
quality
Dave
buckets
Lim, yep.
too. Ferrer thought about it. Here's Kagindaga, the hot hand. He can't get it to fall. Radaza with another defensive stop. Outlet pass to Sanz. Touchdown! You live for moments like these. And Las Piñas needs a timeout. A pass to Lim, and he's feeling it. And then a touchdown pass to Sanz. Palawan is building towards that victory. It's Las Piñas needing to cool down. Coach Anton, we're looking at 2 minutes and 38 seconds at the fourth quarter. It's Palawan who trailed by as much as 15, now up by 7. Momentum is all on their side. Ano sa tingin mo yung pinag-usapan ng Las Piñas sa kabila?
Well, just for them to settle down. Make sure that they're not going to rush this attempt because this possession is important. This is going to stop the bleeding for the side of Las Piñas.
This is where it could make or break you. And as of this moment, Palawan has been given a warning. They were quite hyperactive. You can't let your emotions get the best of you, even if you're out of the playing court.
They are at the bench, so they're making sure that there is some space for the players to play.
This time it's Sanz. Ball almost stolen, and that is a foul. And Coach, Palawan's already at penalty. So that saves them the trouble of going all the way. Walang mapapagod ngayon. And Alejandro Sanz is also fouling out of this one. Wow.
Key players after key players for the side of Palawan fouling out.
And someone needs to step up even more now. Coach Anton, the plot thickens.
I'm looking for Brent Rosales to take over.
But this guy, G-Boy Kagindagan, has been taken over in this fourth quarter. He's had 10 points in the fourth. A total of 14 points ang meron siya ngayon. Kagindagan rolls off the second. He now has 15. Lead goes down to 5. Rosales, Palawan's closer, continues to play aggressive, but he can't get the basket in.
Well, he was able to get inside. He was able to attack the basket. Just couldn't finish. Lots of contact.
Last 2 minutes now underway. Dangerous pass, and Radaza. What a valiant effort from this guy in the absence of Arkin Cristobal. There's a reason why he's the best player of last game.
That puts Las Piñas at the limit. So the next foul will mean free throws.
Aliam is left behind. There goes Rosales. Sweet move.
There you go. Brent Rosales going to work in this game.
Parang na-activate siya, coach, pag last 2 minutes na lang eh. He always waits for the crunch time to get himself acclimated to the environment. Bercasio looking for a teammate, and that is a foul. Aliam goes to the line.
That's Dave Lim getting called for that foul.
For the majority of this game, coach, it's been Palawan who's trailing, and that is where, you know, character is tested kung gaano ba katatag ang iyong mental. And for Las Piñas, now they're asked the same question.
And with that missed free throw, that's tough because that would have cut it. That would have cut that lead. If he had made both, cut the lead down to 5.
Regala is down, and they're taking advantage of it. Brent Rosales gets a bucket to go. Aliam splits the free throw, and Rosales gets 2 points. But we're going to be reviewing that last play because something should have happened.
It's David Regala on the floor being attended to, but all business for the side of Palawan.
All throughout those games have obviously been a huge problem. Itong si Dave Regala has been a problem para sa kupunan ng Palawan. As we take a look at what happened from here. So he's going up against Ryan Radaza. Oh, and there it is. Oh. It was kind of like a double whammy, coach. So Regala had some contact from there. And there was also a drop on that one as he's being tended to. Here's another angle at it. So obviously some contact. Mendaza right there. And then there's a drop as well, which kind of placed him back in the ground. Just a lot of physical play from both of these teams.
Just the boxing out was good. The fall, it was incidental kung natamaan man dun si David. Again, nothing intentional on that fall, but yung box out, medyo, alam mo yun, you know, dikitan talaga sila. Can't really see it that well.
That's at that moment, there's another one of those. We're looking at the situation. It's Regala immediately going down. And the question is what the call is going to be like. And from the looks of it,
It's a disqualifying foul from our referees if you look at their action. See? That means...
does that mean that Ryan Radaza is out of the playing court? Ooh. Ryan Radaza is gone. He cannot believe it too. He's going to be out of this playing court. So that's already 3 players gone for Coach CJ Topacio. It's Sanz, Cristobal, now it's Radaza.
Ryan, yep.
And there's still 1 minute and 22 left to play. 8-point advantage we're talking about here.
Still time to come back.
So at some point,
Best player.
this roster that we have right here is starting to be a bit more difficult. from what we're currently taking note of, we're looking at the players just waiting for the final call on what it's going to be. So Ridwan Shadare is going to be going in. Dave Regala is still out of this game. We're still trying to figure out whether or not he's going to be going back because he's up on his feet. But we're still not sure on what the situation is going to be like here for our teams. This today has been the longest 1 minute and 22 seconds.
Of course, the stoppage, the reviews, and everything. Just sorting things out, making sure that that's going to be the correct calls.
There's going to be a lot of conversations that will be talked about by our officials.
PJ Bercasio is going to be taking those free throws for David Regala.
And I think Bercasio has never been at the line today. But Bercasio, good looking stroke. And he's got 3 points in this game as he misses on the second. Still, a point is a point. But it would have been better if it was 2.
Cut the lead down to 6 plus ball possession. But again, like what you said, a point is a point.
Better to cut the lead than not cutting it down at all. And I think, as of this moment, we are now going to be resuming play. As you're looking at Ridwan Shadare is going to be the one substituting itong si Dave Regala. Ferrer leaves it for Bercasio. He tries to find an extra reinforcement. Kagindangan straight up 3. That's not going to work. But there's a twist. Everything but the drop para dun kay Aliam. Rosales taking notice of the time. He's milking it as much as he can. But he decides to take a 3. That would have been big. Shadare gets the rebound. Another cross-court pass. Kagindagan. They need to make something here ASAP. Right here, right now. That's not the shot that they want. Romantico gets the rebound. Now Reonisto is back on the run. 30 seconds remaining. Here goes Rosales. Not a lot of time left para sa Las Piñas. Reonisto dribbled more than he can chew there. That's a forced turnover. Nakupunan ng Las Piñas, but I think that was too much time that Palawan was able to waste.
There was a lot of time, no fouls being called for the side of Las Piñas. They elected not to give up the foul, but again, rightfully so. There would have been time left. Pero pag isipin mo, you gotta play the foul game at this point because again, when you go back, I mean, you're gonna try to get an attempt, maybe get a 3 at best. Cut it down to 4. Well, maybe that's when you start the fouls. Could be the decision of Coach Al Vergara on that particular offensive set ng Las Piñas.
Para sa lahat ng ating mga manonood, we still have 4 more games awaiting each and every one of you here at the official Facebook and YouTube pages ng ating Junior MPBL. And of course, if you want to watch live, we still have a lot of games dito mismo sa Gym 1 at Barangay Poblacion 2 or Poblacion 2 at the city of Tanauan, the province of Batangas. Palawan looks to close it out after trailing for majority of this game. Alejandro Sanz, Marcos Reonisto, Arkin Cristobal even, all came alive in the second half.
And all are not playing.
Except for Reonisto.
There you go.
Here it is. They need to get something here. Not a lot of time on their side. There's a step back jumper. Fly. It does not go. And from the looks of it, Las Piñas is now gonna be conceding as Palawan completes the comeback and stains the undefeated record of Las Piñas. 1 away from the Yurich Builders to come back into this game. The final score, Palawan Yurich Builders 72, Las Piñas True Tea Iced Tea Coolers 65.
What a comeback. They just bounced back from that loss. 66-67 against Bawan. Talking about itong Palawan Yurich Builders. Tense moments during the last couple of minutes.
Honest composure. The never give up attitude ang nakita natin mula dito sa kupunan ng Palawan Yurich Builders. The 16 under is going to be moving on to 3 wins and 2 losses. Meanwhile, para naman sa Las Piñas, they go down to 2 wins and 1 loss. A first loss in the South Division for 16 under. That's going to be the man of the moment so far. A really solid performance, a really solid outing from, you know, some individual players mula sa parehas na kupunan.
And we saw some players stepping up in the absence of key players for the side of Palawan. That's why they were able to pull out this game. And again, it's one of those things, you know, next man up mentality. You talked about it earlier, and that's exactly what happened for Palawan Yurich Builders.
And they've been, you know, missing some key players. We talked about that. We saw that a few moments ago. And yet, they still managed to come out on top. And not only that, kinailangan pa nilang gumapang doon sa lamang na malaki nitong Las Piñas Coolers. And either way, it is still a manageable situation para sa Palawan as they got the win. Kasama ngayon ng ating best player of the game, ang ating courtside reporter na si CJ Ang.
Kasama ko na nga ang ating Chef's Magic Player of the Game from the Palawan Yurich Builders, Marcos Reonisto. Marcos, being underdogs, anong natutunan mo sa game na ito? Especially, some of your key players were fouled out.
Isa ko po natutunan is prioritize po namin yung defense namin since nawala po yung mga key players namin. And inigiyan lang po namin is ang tunay talaga na panalo namin is puso namin dito. Kahit na naghahabol kami, nahabol namin po. Yun lang.
Marcos, baka meron kang gustong batiin at pasalamatan.
Unang-una po nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord dahil binigay niyo po sa amin yung panalo. Pangalawa po sa mga coaches, kay Coach CJ, kay Coach Job, kay Ref G, kay Sir Mark, kay Boss Red, at saka especially kay Coach Gerald. At pangatlo sa mga parents ko, kay Mommy at Daddy at sa lola ko po. At saka mga tita sa Canada. Yun lang po.
Thank you and congratulations, Marcos, at sa inyong koponan, Hans and Coach Anton.
Maraming salamat to CJ Ang together with our best player of the game, that's Marcos Reonisto. Moving over to the Hustle Club defensive player of the game, it's David Regala, scoring or getting 15 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. He was able to do a lot of things para sa Las Piñas in a valiant effort. And of course, para sa ating Don Benito's Filipino Delicacies assist man of the game, that is Brent Rosales, giving another side to his game as well with 6 assists to get the 3rd win para sa Palawan Yurich Builders 16 under division. Susunod naman natin ang 14 under still between Palawan and Las Piñas. In behalf of our courtside reporter CJ Ang and my partner Coach Anton De Los Reyes, my name is Hans Galeria. Magbabalik ang Junior MPBL Season 3.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng